Wisconsin residents can now submit their tax reform ideas to a new website that was created by Governor Scott Walker's administration.
They can also attend a number of roundtables being hosted by Lieutenant Governor Rebecca Kleefisch, and she is joining us here live this morning. Nice to see you.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Okay, so you have been all over the state holding these roundtables, hearing from, well, a wide variety of people, not only small business owners, large business owners, and regular old taxpayers. You're asking them, what are your ideas? What would you like to see in terms of tax reform?
Well, the governor's been really committed this entire time to driving down the overall tax burden that Wisconsinites face every day. We know that we're a relatively high tax state. When you're number 10 in the nation for your overall tax burden, that's not a list you want to be on the top 10 of. And so what we don't know and what we are asking Wisconsinites to tell us is what overall tax reform looks like to them.
And so what are some of the ideas that you have received, and has any one of them kind of clicked with you and said, that's very doable?
Oh, absolutely. I think anytime you have themes emerge across geography and across demographics, you start to see where Wisconsin is going. And two of those things have absolutely emerged. Common threads are taxes are too complicated in Wisconsin. I'm sure that there are plenty of you out there today who are saying, I have to pay somebody to do my taxes. No, thank you on doing them myself. The other thing is taxes are just too high. Obviously, we've seen the governor sign $1.5 billion in tax relief into law already. That is incredibly significant. However, folks still feel the pinch, and that's why we're seeing an overwhelming response to what he said at the State of the State address, which was, if we have a $912 million surplus and we didn't budget for it, it's time to give that money back to the taxpayers. They earned it. They deserve it back. But even on top of that, folks would like to keep more of their own hard-earned money. What we don't know is the ways in which they would like to keep that hard-earned money.
Well, part of what you're asking for from people is, how would you like to see the tax code structured?
Right.
Because Wisconsin relies often very heavily on property taxes. And so you're asking for ideas, okay, well, what if would you like to see a higher sales tax in lieu of property tax relief? Or what about more user fees? Things like that.
Right, and I'm glad you brought that up, because this is how we tend to explain it at these roundtables. And if you want to go to our website, we really encourage you to do that. That's www.taxreform.wi.gov. That's where you can contribute your ideas, but it's also where you're going to find the PowerPoint presentation that Secretary of Revenue Rick Chandler does. And what he does, Vince, is explain those things that you just mentioned as kind of like dials. So imagine an old-fashioned radio. If you're young, this may be kind of hard.
In my day, we had a dial.
Yeah, okay, well, in our day.
We're all old enough.
So imagine income tax on one dial, and then property tax on another, sales tax on another, then government spending on the fourth dial. And then sometimes you can add taxes and fees or rate reductions or tax credits on a fifth dial. But imagine if you're going to dial one down. Let's say you hate property tax, but Susan, you hate income tax. If you want to dial one of those down, you've got to figure out how correspondingly you're going to adjust the other dials, because government still needs revenue, right? We still want to make sure that our roads are paved and that our schools are terrific. And they are, by the way. Once again, our ACT scores are above the national average, and our third grade readers are doing better than ever. But we want to make sure that we continue that progress. So what we need to know from you all is where you want the dials adjusted. And so if you could go to our website and tell us what that looks like to you, we sure would appreciate it.
All right, Lieutenant Governor Rebecca Kleefisch, thanks so much for your time today.
Thanks
and enjoy
for
your
having me.
roundtables around the state.
Thank you.
And we're showing you where a couple of those are going on in our area today. And again, you can check out the website. We've set up a link for you at tmj4.com.